Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Single Moms United podcast. I can't believe it's October already. What happened to the year? Goodness gracious. If this is your first time joining, welcome. If you're a repeat listener, thank you. And I'm starting to notice that quite a few of you are coming back each week, so thank you for that. I appreciate and it humbles me because you don't have to do it. So I'm assuming you're liking some of the things that I have to say, and I appreciate that. That is absolutely awesome. So today I want to talk about before you turn the page. Before you turn the page to that next relationship that may result in another child, make sure you read the fine print. And what is that fine print? The fine print is learning from that last relationship. For example, if he wasn't attentive, okay, I'll just say what it is. He told you some lies and you believed them. Okay, we all been there. We have to learn from our last relationship what not to do in the next one. Now, for me, my kids were young, and again, they have the same father. I just didn't want to expose them to someone else. I am really the mother hen over my children, and listen, if you touch my kids, that's an issue. That's an issue. And I'll just leave it at that. And so I was really protective of my kids. So I just didn't want to adventure out and trying to have another serious relationship with someone, if that makes sense. Because you can have a relationship and not bring that individual around your child or your children, which is what I did. Because I didn't want them to be exposed to someone else. Now, although their father adventured out, I believe my children didn't need to be subjected to both of their parents going in different directions. But that's just my own personal opinion, and that's how I brought them up. My kids would say, it'd been nice to have a male role model in our lives and so forth. But the key is finding the right one. You have to put the comma behind that. It's not a period. You have to find the right male role model. And I was 22 when I had my son, and I was 25 when I had my daughter. So they're 3 years apart. And when you're that young, you really don't have it all together as far as where you want to go, what you want to do. A lot of that is exploration, right? You're exploring, you're trying this, you're trying that. A lot of kids go off to college and find out, well, college really isn't for me. I'd rather do this, I'd rather do that. So between your 20s and 30s, you're just exploring. You're trying to find who you are, where you want to go, trying to have a relationship, a serious relationship during that time. It really isn't a value add. But that's just my opinion, because no one really knows who they are. No one knows who they really are. So to try to bring in someone that doesn't know who they are and invite them into a relationship in which you don't know who you are, what do you get? You get a bunch of puzzle pieces, right? They're scattered all over the place. And how do you put those puzzle pieces together? That's going to take time. Again, with my kids, I did not expose them to various males or any male for that matter. It just didn't seem like it made sense to bring a male into my household I didn't know anything about. And that's the key, ladies. And that's why I said before you turn that page and going into another relationship, know the positives and the negatives of the last one, because it's not fair to your children. And guess what? If this next person, this next dude, this next guy behaves the same way your baby's father did, now it's not just you that's getting hurt out of all of this. Your children are too, because they're becoming attached to this individual, potentially. And Lord have mercy if this person you think is Mr. Right is abusive, not just to you, but to your children. And that's a problem. This should not be allowed to happen. I see it on the news all the time where the mom's live-in boyfriend or he's not the baby's father that has committed these horrendous crimes against your children because they don't know how to stop them from crying. It's just so sad. I saw some statistics, I believe it was last week. 1 in 6 girls are molested when the live-in boyfriend is there. Ponder that, ladies. 1 in 6 are molested from a live-in boyfriend. Please don't subject your children to that type of abuse. I know you're lonely. I was lonely, but you have to find other things to fill that void. And you can do it. I promise you can do it. You know how I know? Because I did it. I spent more time with my kids. I had them in all types of activities. And of course, I worked. So with all of these things, it's like, okay, I don't have time for a relationship. So therefore, I'm just going to go ahead, refocus my time and my effort and other things to help avoid the loneliness that comes with being a single parent. I also saw where a young man said he would never date a single. Wow. And I thought I would just mention a little bit of that. It's important, ladies, for you to know how some men feel about single moms, how you should think about things as you're getting into or potentially getting into another relationship. Because remember, men, especially between the ages of 20 to really 16 to 30, 35, all they think about is sex. That's all that's on their minds. And that's fine. That's fine. But ladies, if they can't control their urges, then certainly we should help out with that urge that they experience by saying no, because they need to do their release. They just don't really care about you. They don't care about us. You're just a stepping stone. And I shouldn't say you, we, right? I've been there, done that, have the t-shirt. Don't want to go back. Again, before you turn that page, make sure you're reading the fine print. You're learning from that last relationship. Because again, it teaches us something. Everything that we go through is a lesson. How you incorporate that lesson in your life, that's up to you. But it's a lesson. Good things that happen, then we know, okay, well, this worked well. Bad things that happen, okay, I'm going to try not to repeat that. I'm going to do my level best not to repeat what I went through the last time. And so with that said, ladies, just keep in mind, you have to make sure your focus is right when it comes to relationships. And if he's really serious about you, he will respect your decision. Don't get so overly caught up that I gotta have a man in my life. I gotta have someone to embrace me. Yes, it's a nice to have. It's a great to have. But now you have children. Now you have children. So everything that you're getting ready to experience, you're inviting them into that equation. And we don't want to do that. We want to allow our children to be children. Go out and play outside. Go have fun. No worries. I tell you, every day, I would love to turn back the hands of time when I didn't have bills to pay and other adult responsibilities that I'm accountable for. I would love to turn back the hand of time. Let your children be children, because guess what? They're going to eventually get to where we are. And they're going to be just like I am. Oh God, I wish I was 10 again. I'm just saying. So anyway, I found this little article from a gentleman about dating single moms. So this is what he said. I'll come second to children that aren't even mine, which is totally understandable, by the way. Also, you have kids and you're 35, so you probably don't want any more. And even if you did, it's about 70% chance that you can't. Oh, wow. You're also an independent woman. He got that right. I'm just speaking for myself. So your career will come before me as well. Uh, Again, for me, yeah, that's about right. Most likely not submissive. Yeah, that's about right. So far, he's on point. Have the same I don't need a man, I want a man mentality as all the other girls that let that social construct brainwash them. Well, I think he's about right there as well. When girls typically say they are independent, they use it as an excuse for their bad behavior and masculine traits. Ooh, ouch. I want a stay home wife that's the mother to my children who will give me stability and will stay loyal to me and is submissive. But that's impossible to find. So there you have it, ladies. This is from a gentleman that says this is why he doesn't date single moms. He said submissive quite a few times. And I know in old school days, that's really the wife is to be seen and not heard. And I think I was there at one point. And I'm going to tell you what really allowed me to pivot toward the independent perspective of just even before my kids arrived. My brother, we used to call him all the time because he's Mr. Fix It. And one day I had a flat tire and I called him and asked him if he could come and change my tire. His response was, no, change it yourself. Really, being the woman that I am, I took him up on his invitation and accepted it. I figured it out and I did it myself. Is when I think I uncovered my independence. You know what? I'm not waiting on anyone anymore to get to where I need to be. Now, that's just me. That's just me. But it was that trigger of how I decided I'm just going to go out and do it myself as long as I have the ability to do it myself. And I've been doing that for years now. And I mentioned it in other episodes how I raised my two children without public assistance. Again, it's that independence mindset that I have. I'm like, I'm not waiting on someone. I'm not going to wait till the beginning of the month for someone to give me a check or give me the subsidies to take care of my children. I'm not going to do that. It's been a good task, a good run. So I'm not going to say it was easy. I'm not even going to even try to. Being independent and strong-willed is an easy function. It's not, ladies. It's not, but it's well worth it. And a lot of lessons have come from that as a result of me saying, you know what, I'm not waiting. I'm going to do this on my own. So again, back to the original topic. Before you turn that page, read the fine print. There's some good information there that you can take away from that last relationship that you should not bring into your next relationship. If you do have another relationship, think about that. Now you have children. It's not just you anymore. It's you bringing your children into a mix, and that's not fair to them. So if you want to have that relationship, it doesn't have to be public. It doesn't have to be where your children are invited to see your relationship or hear, if you know what I mean. Just think about that, ladies. All right. Thank you so much for joining today. I really, really, really appreciate all of you all who have and are supporting the Single Moms United podcast. Because again, it's not how you arrived at the single mom title, it's what you do with it. And that's what this podcast is all about. You can do this. You can excel. You don't have to go back and say, I'm a single mom and it's doomsday. No, 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 no. You embrace it. Yes, I'm a single mom. And guess what else? I go to school mom. I'm a very supportive mom. You can incorporate all of this positive language in your daily living. But it's all about your mindset, ladies. It's all about your mindset. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, tell someone else. I would love, love, love to have other single moms join in and listen, hopefully take away some valuable information to help them in their single parenting. You all have a fantastic day, a fantastic week. Take care.